Happy Chinese New Year, my amazing grade 3 artists. Today we will be creating an embossed lion door knocker with its own 3D element of a copper wire. We are going to be using a few different things today and different steps to create the embellished texture of our lion knocker. From school, you should have received a template that has two different options for different lion faces that you can use, two copper pieces of foil, a piece of foam, styrofoam, a red piece of paper for your background, and your pre-twisted wire for the knocker. The first thing that we are going to work with are the two pieces of copper foil. We are actually going to be taking some stick glue, which you will need to have at home, and we are going to glue these two pieces together. Next, you're going to want to choose which one of the faces you would like to trace onto your copper foil. You are going to take your copper foil, and what I actually like to do is to first cut my template so that I can see where I am lining it up onto my copper foil. So roughly cut out your face, and then you're going to place it onto your foil and use some tape to adhere it to your copper foil. Next comes in handy the piece of styrofoam that I have given you. We are then going to place our copper foil on top of our styrofoam with the template taped on top. This styrofoam is going to create a cushion underneath our foil so that when we press onto our tracer with a pencil and go over all of the lines, pressing and going back and forth on those lines, if we flip our foil over, we can see that we are creating an embossed indentation in our copper foil. Go ahead and trace over all of the lines on your dragon's face. Once you have finished tracing over all the lines on your paper, remove your paper from your copper foil. Once you've done that, if some of your lines are not very well defined or deep enough, I like to take my pencil and again go over those spaces. But if your lines are nice and deep within your foil, the next step that I'd like to do, which is optional, but sometimes can add some nice detail, is to take a permanent marker. If you have them at home, they're ones that don't wash off with water, and color on top of your foil. If you choose to color on top of your foil, once you complete that step, the following one is a little bit tricky. We are then going to try and poke in our wire into our copper foil to create this 3D door knocker. What I do first is, while my foil is still on top of my foam, I choose the two places where I'd like my wire to enter into my copper foil. And I take my pencil and I create a hole in those two places, big enough so that it pokes through. But now, take your pencil and really open up that hole by twisting your pencil until there's a very nice wide hole. Now we're ready to install our wire. First thing you're going to do is bend your wire to become a hoop or a U. One side of your wire may have a loop. The other side will not. It's easiest to first thread the knot loop, the open side, from the back of your foil over and through the other side. Now, in order to secure our wire onto our copper foil, we are going to need to push over the wire until it's flat on the back of our foil. This may take a little bit of grip and strength. One thing you can do is lay your foil down on the table and press while you get that wire worked into place. Now, the last thing that we are going to do is take our red paper. If at home you have anything that you'd like to use to decorate the border of your paper, feel free to do so. If you have gold paint or markers or anything that you would like to write some words or add some different patterns, please go ahead. But once you complete that, again, take your stick glue. I like to take my pencil and mark where the edge of my foil is on the red paper. And that gives me an idea of where I should put my glue on the paper. It's quite hard to put the glue on the back of your copper foil. So instead, putting it onto your red paper is much easier. Then, lay down your foil and hold it down for a good 5 or 10 seconds for that glue to get nice and dry and stuck down. Again, if you have any materials you'd like to use at home to add details to your red paper border, please go ahead and do so. And I'm so excited to see your Chinese lion door knockers on Artsonia once you're finished. Happy Chinese New Year!